When it comes to personal finance, we often hear that saving money by spending less is the best way to achieve our financial targets. But what if we told you that the more efficient strategy for both your time and your happiness is if you try to make more money instead of taking time to save money? This advice may not have worked in previous generations, but in today's modern age, new ways of working and digital opportunities have emerged that make increasing your income the best use of your time. Now, we're not advocating for you to stop saving money. In fact, the real answer to the question of spending less versus making more is to do both. This approach will undoubtedly help you to accumulate the most money possible. However, most people can only focus on one part of the equation at a time. In this video, we will show you why your focus should be on making more money, especially for those who are earning less than $100,000 a year. We will also provide concrete steps on how to actually make more as well. Ultimately, it comes down to mindset, shifting from a mentality of scarcity to one that embraces abundance. After all, the world produces $100 trillion of value every year. What's stopping you from capturing a portion of it? There is a simple formula to determine how much money you have. You earn X amount of money from your job. You then spend Y amount on life. The difference, Z, is how much money you have saved. If you want to increase your savings, you can either increase the amount you bring in or decrease the amount you spend. In the past, the advice was always to focus on spending less to accumulate wealth, since most people had access to a stable job. It also made sense since career growth takes time, and there is a limit to how fast you can climb professionally. But in today's society, money doesn't always just have to come from a 9-to-5 job. Also, the idea of having a stable, secure job for life is now a fantasy that just doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, increasing your income is undeniably the faster and easier way to accumulate wealth for modern workers. So, how is that true? Let's take an average worker in the US that makes $30,000 a year. After taxes, our average Joe brings in about $24,000, which comes out to $2,000 per month. Now, let's look at his expenses. He spends $1,500 just on basic needs, and another $300 on leisure items and hobbies. That leaves him with just $200 a month that he can save. Let's say he wants to save up to buy a home. If the house costs $300,000, then a 10% down payment would be $30,000. At his savings rate of $200 per month, it would take him 12.5 years to reach his goal. Okay, but what if he trimmed his budget a bit? Well, unfortunately, the majority of his costs are fixed. No matter how frugal he is, basic needs like housing, transportation, and food will likely come out to at least $1,000 a month in the US. That also doesn't account for any emergency costs that may arise. This shows how there is a limit to how much you can save, since there is a minimum spending floor that will always be reached. Yet, there is no earning ceiling for money coming in, which we will examine next. Still, in this situation, the best our example could do is to eliminate all his non-essential spending and maybe downgrade his apartment or car. But that would probably amount to only an extra $500 more, which means he can save $700 per month in total. It would still take him 3.5 years to reach his savings goal while being unable to spend a dime on anything that makes him happy. Now, let's see what happens if he figures out a way to double his salary to $60,000 per year. After taxes, our average Joe brings in about $45,000 per year, or about $3,800 per month. He gets to maintain his original lifestyle with $1,800 worth of expenses per month and can still save $2,000 per month as well. At that pace, he could save $30,000 in just 1.3 years while also enjoying life. Now, you may be thinking that it is not practical advice to tell someone to just double their income. But what if we said it was more realistic to do so today than ever before? The blueprint to doubling your salary is based on just 2 steps. The first step is to change your job. If you are stuck at a low-wage job, you are better off looking for a new, higher-paying job instead of reducing your spending and hoping to get a pay raise at your current position. The age where worker loyalty is rewarded is over. You cannot expect to wait around hoping to get noticed for an internal promotion or expect to collect an annual raise that beats inflation. These days, the most surefire way to boost your income is by job hopping. To attract new talent, companies need to offer competitive market rates, which happen to be higher than what they pay their current employees that entered the company at an earlier time. As a result, salary increases from job hopping are reported to range from 10 to 30% per switch. Therefore, if you change jobs twice in a reasonable time frame, you can expect to earn up to 60% more than you are currently earning. The benefits don't just stop there. A higher base salary also helps boost future raises in a compounding fashion. Getting a 5% raise when you earn $30,000 is just $1,500, while a 5% raise on a $60,000 salary is $3,000. Over the next few years, the difference becomes even more pronounced. Still, that is just half the story. The second step of the equation is to establish new income streams on top of your regular salary by creating a side hustle. The rise of the digital age has made starting a profitable side business a real possibility. At no point in history has it been easier to reach 8 billion potential customers across the globe. There is also no limit to the amount that you can make from an online endeavor, as opposed to the artificial ceilings that corporations place on salary levels, regardless of how much money you bring into the firm. You can leverage the power of the internet to find clients to tutor online, or to provide freelance digital services like project management or even proofreading. Or you could sign up for sharing platforms to deliver food, rent out your car, or buy and resell goods. If your excuse is that you lack the education to start some of these activities, then you are on the right platform to change all of that. YouTube now makes it possible to learn any topic at any time. YouTube itself is also a great place to set up a new revenue stream. We made a whole video on how YouTube is now creating billionaires, which we will link here and in the description below. These extra income sources also help to diversify your earnings and give you a backup in case something changes with your full-time job or with the economy. With how quickly things evolve in today's society, it could even be considered irresponsible to not set up a backup income stream at this time. Still, you might say that starting your own business is too risky. After all, data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics found that 65% of businesses fail after 10 years. But those stats don't really account for the economy's ongoing digital transformation. In today's day and age, it is much easier and cheaper to start a business. You don't need to rent a storefront or buy any inventory to get going virtually. You also get an unlimited number of attempts to try on different platforms until one of your ideas becomes a success. Meanwhile, staying at your current job isn't risk-free either. You might get a new boss that you don't get along with. You are also liable to be laid off at any moment in today's fickle economy. Additionally, if your annual raises don't keep up with inflation, then you are actually losing spending power over time. While it is clear that making more is more beneficial than just saving more, what you use your savings for also makes a difference. If you are going to make more money so that you can inflate your lifestyle, then you will not actually see any short or long-term gains to your net worth. The real value is in using your extra savings to buy an appreciating asset, such as stocks and bonds, or buying real estate that you can live in or rent out. Ultimately, the optimal combination would be to secure a higher salary at a new company, establish a few digital side hustles, and purchase assets that can become another revenue stream for you. This approach gives you more flexibility with your finances and helps you to be in control of your own destiny. So, how will you change your future? Comment down below on what you think about this strategy. Also, please give this video a like and subscribe if this content provided you with a new perspective to consider. As always, thanks for watching.